Previously on Goin Ghostal.
Not sure where, but I have to, at least make a go at it to where I'm comfortable. Because I can't say I'm a believer if I'm not willing to experience it.
So you heard it here. So now you can hold him accountable that he said he's got to come out another time and join the team again. So I think that's definitely something we'll do. In fact, Tank, anytime you want to go up there, even just run up to do that one thing, the one place I want to go. And then as far as I'm concerned, I will have no unfinished business at that area.
There are two facts of life that will forever remain certain. Everyone lives, and eventually, we all must die. The one of life's greatest mysteries still remain. That is the question, is there hell below us? Is there heavens in the skies? What exactly happens with life after death? That's the question no one seems to know. Join host and executive producer and creator of the Welcome to the Masquerade podcast, Joshy Cox, and his team of paranormal investigators as they roam the hallways of abandoned schools, closed down hospitals, cemeteries, battlefields. As along the way, they may encounter a few ghouls. Everyone has a story to tell and a past that holds the secrets, the truths. Join Joshy Cox and his group of paranormal investigators as they look to unravel the stories of yesteryears. Joshy Cox is Goin Ghostal. Stay tuned at goinghostal.com.
Hey, I am Joshy Cox, the original Joshy Cox, and this is my ride or die Tank. You've seen us before, you're seeing us again. Final ride. We're going to call this Laurelton one last time. And this is the first time we've been back here. It's the first time anyone explored this from Goin Ghostal. So a great opportunity. You know how things went if you watched the first two episodes at goinghostal.com. We do have a website. We also have an email. So if you're interested in having us come check anything out for you, we'd be glad to do so. That's paranormal at goinghostal.com. GOINGHOSTAL. And we're going to go back in here. We have one place that we did not really search through when we were here in our past experiences. And I just have a funny feeling that we're overlooking something and maybe missing a major piece of the pie. So we're going to find out if that is in fact true. I think we're in agreement after this. We're ready to move on, and I think we need a new assignment.
This is a test for me to see if I can handle it.
Yeah, so Tank has some nerves going. He promised you, though, remember that the last time you saw us, we were actually doing a studio show where we kind of gave you our synopsis and a summary of what we had occur and what we came to the conclusion that we arrived at. And we were both kind of on the same page with that, but he did make a promise that he was going to get back out and he had to face his fears.
Don't laugh if I get scared.
We're going to see exactly how he faces his fears as we go in here, because things are going to get real, I'm sure. It's just a certain energy, and I'm a lightning rod, and I think he is too. He just doesn't know how to hone it yet, and we're going to get him get his feet wet, and from there, I think he's going to be just fine. You're going to see him again as a GI, a ghostal investigator. A lot of things to look forward to, and there's nobody I'd rather be with, so this is why he and I, we started this thing. We're going to finish this thing up here so we can move on together, moving forward for a new beginning and some new adventures. So stay tuned. Again, I am the original Joshy Cox. This is Tank, and we are Goin Ghostal. goinghostal.com. This is 266 acres, a giant campus. It was built in 1913, and it was originally designed for feeble-minded women of childbearing age and wayward women. careful, you know what I mean, me doing it, that's all.
Oh, I know. I'm always like out when people pray. I don't close my eyes, but I bow my head and stay silent. Walking down the main strip now. First time I've ever been down over the hill. Thought I heard something. The state fair going on, so hear voices in the background. It's just the loudspeaker. Is that the hospital? Is that the hospital?
There?
Yeah.
I guess you at the other end of the place.
I
think it is though.
I thought it was bigger than that.
Well, yeah, I don't think that is. I don't know once I get to the other end. You have nothing but real tall glass windows. Like the whole, every floor is just one big panel.
Next time I hear from the Historical Society you can't replace this or that because it's original, it's 100 years old, I'm going to show them this video. All these beautiful ran down buildings. I know you can't tell because I'm behind the camera, but I am very, very nervous right now. Just hoping we don't run into anything dark this time.
You left yourself out there later. Whether or not the Barbie doll's still in here, but it's legged and how to head yourself.
This is one of the last buildings built.
Ready? Big dog?
Let's do it.
Fall is here. In Pennsylvania, that means small game and deer. Lanterns, flashlights, batteries included, knives and archery gear. You will be perfectly suited when you shop Up the Creek Outdoors off Flicky Creek Road, Mifflintown. Offering hunting clothes, a variety of drinkware, and assortment of ammunition, plus the best bait and tackle for all those with cold water ambitions. Binoculars, blinds, everything you need to fill your truck, plus Up the Creek Outdoor t-shirts for just $10. Doug has the prices that will leave no need to haggle, so don't be caught upstream without your paddle. Just off Licking Creek Road, Mifflintown. Up the Creek Outdoors. It's like a breath of fresh air. This episode of Goin Ghostal is brought to you in part by Up the Creek Outdoors in Mifflintown. Up the Creek Outdoors, providing all of your outdoorsman essential needs, from camping to boating, fishing, and hunting. Check out Up the Creek Outdoors. Trout season is just getting underway. Doug's going to have all your bait, all your tackle, all of your fishing needs. Again, it's Up the Creek Outdoors in Mifflintown. Goin Ghostal is, of course, a Joshy Cox Films, in association with the Masquerade Productions. Goin Ghostal, starring Tank. And executive producer and host, the original Joshy Cox. Now, let's get back to more of Goin Ghostal.
This is one of the last buildings built.
Ready? Big dog?
Let's do it.
I'm jacked up right now. This is where I need both cameras.
We going up or down first?
Now, I want to go discover what we came for.
I'll
So
meet
if
you,
anything happens, we know that we got that done.
I'll meet you at the bottom of the
I'm
steps.
sorry, I'm worried about it. We're not separating, dude.
Oh, I know that. Straight down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see him. Sleep over. I don't know. I haven't done this yet.
Sorry.
It could have been done by another group, I don't know. The strange thing, last few times I was here, the chairs were always placed right in the middle of the room. And now they're not there, as you can see.
Is that night vision?
Yeah.
Why is your light so bright?
That's how it works, I don't know, but that's the latest feature.
As you see my night vision, it's just a red light.
Oh, yeah, and that's how it's supposed to be. If I'm going right. I gotta get my phone on, and it'll tell me where to go, where best energy's gonna be.
I'm not going to go far. I'm going to turn on this Spirit Box app, see if anything comes up. Yeah, I saw that. Used to be something important in there at one time. It's all empty now. This light filling in here. Got this free app on my phone going. Anything that helps beat it and drive. So hopefully that isn't a sign. Because I did beat it, then I drove here. I'll walk down here quick. Someone's drawing me down here. These doors I'm not going to go through though. See if we can see through it.
I am Joshy Cox back with you again. What I want you to listen to here is a laughter sound. I'm going to play it repeatedly over here a few times. Our apps do, they can make some different extra added sounds, I guess you could say, but this was clearly nothing that had to do with the app. The app was actually silent for a few moments, and this was something that we didn't even hear while we were on the scene. This was something that we actually picked up on the audio after reviewing the footage, so take a listen for yourselves.
I looked through the glass earlier, but I didn't see anything. I was too scared to open the door.
Mine's going crazy. Here we go.
Fall is here. In Pennsylvania, that means small game and deer. Lanterns, flashlights, batteries included, knives and archery gear. You will be perfectly suited when you shop Up the Creek Outdoors off Flicky Creek Road, Mifflintown. Offering hunting clothes, a variety of drinkware, and assortment of ammunition, plus the best bait and tackle for all those with cold water ambitions. Binoculars, blinds, everything you need to fill your truck, plus Up the Creek Outdoor t-shirts for just $10. Doug has the prices that will leave no need to haggle, so don't be caught upstream without your paddle. Just off Licking Creek Road, Mifflintown. Up the Creek Outdoors. It's like a breath of fresh air. Welcome back to Goin Ghostal. I am your host, the original Joshy Cox, and this is a point in time that Tank and myself prepared to enter the basement of the administration building at the Laurelton State School Hospital up in Laurelton, PA, and this is a moment I know for myself I was very anxious for, and all the previous trips that I had made, I had not gone into the basement area. I actually was able to see some blueprints online, and there's just something about it. There's a certain mystique, and it's funny because it seems like Tank and I are often on separate wavelengths. You'll hear him say something along the lines of, or to the effect of, this is creepy, but I don't feel anything. And I had goosebumps on both my arms, hair raising up, and I said, I do. And at that moment in time, I knew something, a presence was near me, and you're going to see for yourself here coming up in just a moment. We'll actually probably freeze the frame. I'll slow it down, and we're going to see our first actual sighting. You heard some things earlier here in the show. Now you're actually going to get to see it, and to me, for myself anyway, seeing is believing, and that's what we hope to bring to you. So you're going to be able to check that out here in just a few seconds. I am Joshy Cox, and for Tank, we are Goin Ghostal. GoinGhostal.com.
It's a little creepy, but it's not. I don't have any feelings.
I do.
Cover your light up for 1 sec. I'm going to hit the night vision off so everybody watching can see actually how dark it is.
Now, I'm pausing it because I'm not sure if you just saw it or not, but just what it came across that screen was an actual orb. So I'm going to slow it down for you and play it in slow motion before I actually freeze the frame. Check it out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call a paranormal experience. Bona fide. I've gone over it millions of times, it feels like anyway. I've had friends, family, outsiders look at the footage and tried to debunk it. I've tried to debunk it myself because I think that's what we have to do in this industry, is we have to have an open mind in both aspects, and in terms of what else could that have been. Dust particle, some sort of a bug or a gnat, and then you try to actually prove it wrong, really, and prove that it's something other than a paranormal spirit or energy, if you will. And unable to do it. I'm unable to do it. The other people that I've had go over this footage with me, they all came to the same conclusion. And, just so a little background on me so there's certain people that go out and they like to drive fast cars, or they're race car drivers per se, or let's say maybe they have a fast bike, a motorcycle, a crotch rocket of some sort, and they like to go fast. There's other people that go bungee jumping. There's people that go skydiving, base jumping off bridges. There's people that love scary movies. Or the adrenaline rush, basically, is what I'm trying to convey to you. And, a musician or an actor and an actress taking a stage in front of a huge, sold-out capacity crowd. That is their adrenaline rush. That's what makes them tick. That's what makes the blood move throughout their body, throughout their veins. For me, that's what that is. I know I'm getting too damn old to try to be a risk taker or a stunt devil of any type as far as that's concerned.
So I found my niche, and that is what, honestly, it makes the hair on my arm stand up. It gives me goosebumps. It makes my heart pound. The sweat will drip off my brow, but it's in a good way. It's a euphoria. I become ecstatic. And while it's a nervousness, it's a little bit of the curiosity of the unknown, even sometimes worrisome or a little scary, because we don't know what to expect, what kind of spirit, what personality that thing is going to have. And that's why I try to dig deep. I try to ask questions at times. I try to find out who they are. And going into these investigations from a year ago in 2021, I was very green. I knew that I had a certain gift, a certain talent that was bestowed upon me from a higher source, and I had to learn how to hone it. And I actually spoke to a medium a few years back. It was in 2019. I began having these presents coming about a little bit more in regularity and more frequently. And there's times where, I'm not going to lie, I felt like it was almost a threatening sense in a few occasions. And it became a little bit bothersome, especially when it began affecting my sleep. They were entering dreams. I was beginning to experience sleep paralysis on a regular basis, and I actually had multiple energies enter my bedroom, and one came to, I believe there was three at one point. One stood at the head of my bed, the other stood at the foot of my bed, and then the third actually laid down on my bed, in my bed, right next to me. I felt it on my body, and I was in full sleep paralysis, which means I was conscious. I was very cognitive to the situation. My mind was awake, it was alert, it was aware, but my body would not wake up. My eyes would not open, even though I was awake. And I tried to pry my eyes open, but my body was not able to move. And if anyone has ever experienced sleep paralysis, it is a horrible, horrible dilemma to be in. And I do not envy anybody that does experience that or currently existing that experiences such, because I know what it feels like. And then when you have something like that, and I heard chains, that was the most odd thing. And as I tried to fight off the paralysis, I hear a voice telling the others, just grab them and go, just get them and let's get out of here. And I had no other choice. I had to call a medium at that point in time. I didn't know what else to do or how to handle it. And I didn't even get to talk to one in person or over the phone. At the time, we actually had a discussion on a online messenger service, and eventually she began asking different questions, and she knew things about me that, she had no background information on me. I didn't even give her my name. For that fact, so she couldn't even gain information. We spoke very spontaneously, if you will. And at one point in the conversation, she asked me if I spoke to my spirit guides. And I was like, whoa, hold on, spirit guides. And I knew what they were, but I said, how do you know about my spirit guides? And she said, because you're one of us. You just haven't honed it yet. You haven't honed your craft. You haven't learned you haven't channeled that ability that you were given, but you are one of us, and I know that. She said, I knew from the moment we spoke. And that kind of threw me off a bit. And honestly, from that point forward, it has become more frequent. And it is something that I honestly have, I have recollection of dating back as far as I can remember. Death has always affected me in a very strange way, especially when it came to elderly in my family. And then even more so as I became older and grew up and had some friends pass, and I could tell. But I didn't know what to do about it, and it's something that you don't just go to your parents or your friends and start speaking about, because there's a fear, there's an anxiety of being looked at in some sort of crazy way. Oh, he's out there, do. So, and that's one of the unfortunate circumstances that someone like myself has to deal with until you finally feel comfortable, or you can somewhat prove it. And I still don't go out and try to prove myself to anybody, because
it's not what I believe in. I believe that I was given a talent or a gift, if you will, and it's to be used in a proper manner. I do not do it to profit in any way. I do not do it to benefit myself in any way. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy investigating paranormal and trying to communicate with those on the other side. And what I try to do a lot of times, many of them are, some of them are stuck here and they're here for a reason, but many also are in a transition period, a purgatory. I guess some, so to speak, some may call it that. I believe that sometimes we do have, that choice. We're meant or destined to go towards a light or to the next level. And I think some people are a little bit apprehensive, become hesitant. Maybe it's out of fear because, we come into this world alone and we leave this world alone, essentially. And I think sometimes it's even a thing where people do not, they don't want to leave their family. And that can be a scary, situation in itself, leaving that comfort zone and going into the unknown. And I think they become kind of trapped, and then they don't know how to get back. When they do decide that it would be nice, I don't think they know how. And then I think sometimes they become so reabsorbed into their old routines that they forget or they don't even realize anymore that they are deceased. And that's when you see them in a house or you hear the noises, and they do it routinely. You'll hear the same time of day, the same activities. And I feel as though, for me, myself, I like to try to help people out of that. If they want to be out of that stage, I try to offer that service to them. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to be successful in my endeavors every time that I try such, but it is definitely a goal of mine. And the other thing is, some people... they're left behind. They were in again, bad, unfortunate circumstance. They may have had some bad things happen to them, whether it be some sort of a mistreatment or a corruption issue. And I feel as though sometimes they hang on here and exist here among us because they have a story to tell and they don't know how to tell it. And I think if I can help them express those feelings in those words, and tell their story, share their story among others, that whatever may have happened to them, we can prevent from happening to others as we move forward. And I think that is how you use a gift such as this, and that is what my MO, my main objective is behind it. So now, I'm doing a show here online, but I'm not benefiting from it. I don't get paid. It's just like my podcasting, The Masquerade. I've never made a dime. In fact, I continue to rack up expenditures and spend money on basic things that are needed to do performances such as this. So, that's who I am, just a little bit of background information. And again, that's what made me tick. That's what got my blood going here for this night. And we still have a lot of great show to share with you. We're going to go back here and continue on our trip in Laurelton. There is tunnels that run under this ground for anyone that may not have tuned in for the first couple videos that I had shared on YouTube or on GoinGhostal.com. Just a little background information. Again, Laurelton, it was at one time called the Laurelton Village, then the Laurelton Center, the Laurelton State School and Hospital when the state took over ownership and management. But it began, I think the very first building construction began in 1913. And the school officially opened its doors to its first so many individuals, which were female at the time, in around 1920. It was a place for feeble-minded or wayward women. And a lot of times that would mean a woman that may have had a child out of wedlock, and that was really deemed inappropriate and looked down on in so many ways back in that time period. We have to really go back and think about how things were, but I also found a few other things out. From that point on, I also feel as though that it became a free labor facility. I believe that there was women that were forced to be there that should not have been, and that was against their will. And I know they had a farm. This is a 266-acre property with dormitories all over. They had a sewing factory. They had a very large kitchen in which they mass-produced different items. They had a farm. They had hogs, they had cattle, chickens, you name it. They had women out hoeing fields, plowing fields by hand, milking cattle, preparing, taking care of the livestock. And I feel as though, and then sewing materials, I feel as though it was free labor in certain senses. And then there's also rumors of so many people that were adopted out of Laurelton. and they don't have any recollection of, even who their parents were or an adoption agency for that matter. They don't even have the slightest clue of where to begin. Not one lead, not one trace of evidence. And I find that to be a bit strange. All they're told is you were adopted out of Laurelton. So, certain evidence that I've gathered, I know that the state has made a tremendous amount of money from the National Institute of Health and the National Institute of Mental Health, which is a subdivision, and that obviously was out of Bethesda, Maryland, grants that were received in exchange for different studies and research. There was a Dr. Alfred Butler. He was a professor at the University of Wisconsin and in Madison, Wisconsin. And I know Penn State University was also involved in terms of their computation services. And also, I believe, the University of Michigan in terms of the women at Laurelton. And I know there were some electric shock therapies that had taken place. There was all kinds of different experiments in terms of isolation and the effects that would have, institutionalization of these people and these individuals. And then in 1968 or 1969, I believe it was, integration took place. And that's when they began integrating men into these facilities before finally being forced to shut their doors by the state of Pennsylvania in 1998. So there's a little bit of background information and why I'm there looking at what I am. And we're going to get back out again. Tank and I, we have a great time doing this. I should say, we try to have a great time. Things don't always end the way we hope they would, including the very first inaugural episode. But so you can go back and check that out, and you'll find out what had happened. And you watch the second one, the studio show, and we really go into detail about what had happened. And I'm giving Tank a shot here, going back out to Laurelton for the final ride, one last time at Laurelton, and you'll see how that goes. We end up going into the tunnels. There's a tunnel system. That's the other thing that kind of fits into the whole adoption scheme for myself anyway, because just the way the tunnels are laid out throughout the entire property, connecting from building to building. They're called steam tunnels, but the way they go from building to building with certain accesses and running across Route 45, which was a very main road at one time. So you can draw your own conclusions from there, but we are going to get back. A quick word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere, because we have more Goin Ghostal coming your way. We'll be back after this. Fall is here. In Pennsylvania, that means small game and deer. Lanterns, flashlights, batteries included, knives and archery gear. You will be perfectly suited when you shop Up the Creek Outdoors off Flicky Creek Road, Mifflintown. Offering hunting clothes, a variety of drinkware, and assortment of ammunition, plus the best bait and tackle for all those with cold water ambitions. Binoculars, blinds, everything you need to fill your truck, plus Up the Creek Outdoor t-shirts for just $10. Doug has the prices that will leave no need to haggle, so don't be caught upstream without your paddle. Just off Licking Creek Road, Mifflintown. Up the Creek Outdoors. It's like a breath of fresh air. Up the Creek Outdoors, proud sponsor of tonight's episode of Goin Ghostal, last ride to Laurelton. Up the Creek Outdoors, just off Licking Creek Road, Mifflintown, is going to be your one-stop shop for all of your outdoors needs. We're talking camping, hunting, hiking, fishing, you name it, they have it. Up the Creek Outdoors in Mifflintown, and I'm telling you, the 2022 Pennsylvania trout season is now here, and that is going to be the place you buy all your gear. From lines, hooks, split shot, and creels, you are going to enjoy giving that trout its final meal. Up the Creek Outdoors, again, it's just off Licking Creek Road, Mifflintown. That's Up the Creek Outdoors. Now let's go back out to Laurelton, Pennsylvania, with more of Goin Ghostal.
Heard men's voices, but it wasn't.
Well, that was the first half when you were back air.
Yeah, but it wasn't our voices.
Here, this is when I was standing over there. I saw something. I'm gonna record here.
It's yours where
Was I seeing things here?
These are something here. I heard something like little squabbles.
Why are those lines there but no sound?
Well, the first sound would be usually bigger, but
There's the feet walking are little ones.
I heard little like little squabbles.
I was still walking over when I was asking that question. Should I go do it again?
Where's your spirit box at?
Let me go do it again one more time, okay?
At least the spirit box, I can diagnose it, like, and play it back at home and listen to it.
Here, let me try this again. Just try to be real quiet.
I'm talking mostly narrating.
Say something.
Don't start demanding things, dude. Tell me now.
I wasn't trying to be demanding. I was just...
No, that's demanding. You don't tell them what to do. You can ask them nicely to make a noise or something, but you don't tell them what to do. Yeah, see? Look, I'm done. You just break a rule. I'm done.
I was feeling shit, man.
No, you just made a demand. You hurry on that. Is that you?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Come on, really?
Yeah, you don't, dude.
I didn't make a man. I slipped over there. That's what it was. I fucking walked through that water.
Say something.
Yeah, but that was...
You don't tell them what to do. I'm out. I'm done. You work your future.
So we're not going to go to the end of that room.
No, no.
Say something. I didn't catch anything. How about we go? I won't say a word, okay?
No.
Come on, man.
You little thing that said something awesome. Look what happened last time. I'm the one that. Whoa. Why are these up here? Visitor registration, Dr. Stevens. E. Sherman, Assistant Superintendent.
This is the one we came down, and yeah. thinking about apologizing. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to have to end it because of one question.
Well, you didn't ask a question, you told me what to do. The first time someone gets impatient, makes a demand, it's all over. I can't.
So we're definitely not going over there.
I'm just gonna smoke a cigarette and have a breather anyway and go get some fresh air.
Alright. I guess I can tell you the truth and something grabbed my pant leg. It wasn't the water.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still, that makes me want to find out. I won't say, I promise I won't say a dang thing anymore.
Dude, that should go to show you. You made a demand and it fucking grabbed you. What the fuck?
That was after you started freaking it. It might have just been me.
It wouldn't matter if I was freaking out or not.
It might have just been.
I can't make that out. But it's just something.
The times I went over there's something in between them piers.
We're just.
Whew, there goes another one. I really want to walk down there again, but I'm scared. Maybe if I just go halfway. There's something over there.
Huh?
There's something over there.
Some frigid air would be worth some money. Still got the fucking emblem on
It's
it?
crazy. I thought I saw an orb, two or three actually. So I decided to turn on my EVP thing, and the first thing that popped up was orb.
That's why you don't have to bark orders to let it come to you.
And then as soon as I started shining over where I keep wanting to go, it said my bones.
Fucking mice.
Should I apologize?
Yeah, you really should.
So I am sorry if I offended anybody. Trying to be respectful.
The thing is, that's not sincere. I mean, I think it's really like it.
No, I seriously am. It's.
You were trying to respect everybody working out orders.
I did it not realizing. Huh? Alright, would you get mad if I went back there and just sat and did a recording?
Did what?
You think that's a real bad idea? Trying to face my fear. I understand I need to keep my mouth shut. Huh? What's that?
This is their house.
That's probably the tunnel entrance to the hospital too.
Where?
Down there. Down there where I keep wanting to go. wasn't real bad juju, man. I don't even know if it was a legit feeling. It might have just been me. I'm just not gonna be able to get it out of my head now, though. Now that I didn't go over. To apologize, respectfully go over. All right, man. I'm going over for 1 minute. Stand, record. Then I'll come back over and... Really? Well, then I'm out too, I think.
This is where we were earlier, right?
It's right back there. Right where I'm shining. It's right back in between those two posts.
They don't stay still. Like they could have moved those. Where's your EMS telling you?
It wasn't really, it was spiking here, and it didn't really say anything.
It should show you an actual location.
No, mine's not like that.
I have one that'll actually show me exactly where it's at.
I'm just not going to be able to forget about it, though. I don't want anything to happen, trust me.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but we went over it too many times in the past, and you didn't.
Even if I go over, say I apologize, I'm leaving now.
You go ahead. I'm not being a part of it. You can both of us together. Simple as that. I'm not really happy about it. I'm gonna forget about it. I'm not gonna keep going over it. But
See, I can't. It's not even a walk over, see what that is on the other side of that door, then walk back over. Just to see if it's stairs or a room.
I'm done.
Like completely done for the night?
Yeah, you heard the rules, dude. You don't get your game. I can't.
I don't know. Here, let me squeeze by. I just can't understand why I get drawn down there but then chased off. Why was I being drawn down there in the first place?
I don't know, but you didn't handle well, or maybe you would have found out though. You gotta learn to let it come to you.
That's why I wanted you to jump in front of me. That's why I wanted you to jump in front of me. You know how to ask the questions.
But you don't always have to ask questions, dude. That's what we've been through this. Sometimes you just let it come. You go in and you just let it at ease, and then you come back to it later. You still haven't asked any real questions at all since like when we first came in here. I asked some questions, and then after asking in here, I was telling them like.